Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have a little something special to mark today's Zatsudan. It was gonna be a normal little Zatsudan, but you know what? I decided, hey, why don't we do something a little bit different? In fact, let's not try that at all. I was gonna try to do something silly with that, but honestly, that'd be really hard to keep up the entire time. Welcome back, boyglings, a new Zatsudan. This is Zatsudan number 69. So, because I noticed it was Zatsudan 69, I had to do a little something for it. Just a little something. Nothing anything fancy or whatnot. So I'm like, what could I best do for this Zatsudan that isn't gonna be, taking it a little bit, nothing too extreme. And I'm like, you know what, let's just do a regular old Zatsudan. Just a regular old Zatsudan, nothing too fancy, right? Right. I'm not gonna be going for too long today, that's why I started a little bit later. I also had, some stuff that I'm gonna have to take care of too, which is gonna be fun. It's gonna be a great time. Anyways, welcome. So, what do we have on the table today? Well, if you notice the thumbnail, it's all about the ladies today. All about ladies. What kind of ladies? Any and all. They're all good ladies. Well, I mean, it depends on the type of lady. But, some of them you can't really call ladies, can you? Right? I mean, some of them are just, I don't know, devilishly evil. I don't know, does that still make them a lady? Maybe it does. Maybe it does. Anyways, why don't we talk about our favorite ladies, Whether it be from any source, it doesn't matter the source. What do we have today? Well, I, being a professional streamer that I am, didn't actually grab any images. Whoopsie daisy! That is fantastic! Professional streamer, by the way. So, how about you, chat? You want to go first, or do you want me to go first? Either or works either way. It doesn't really matter to me. Give me just a second. Give me just a second, if you will. Give me just a second. Just starting a thing. Just making sure a couple things are taken care of real quick, and we are back! So, this is a topic that I generally, myself, personally, don't really talk about all that much. Mostly because, well, it's not something that I bring up a whole lot. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be real honest. Because I never really think about it that much. I'm just gonna be real. I don't really think about it that much. Give me just a second again. Who is messaging me? Random people messaging me? How dare you? So, I already talked about this with some other Zatsus, like, say, Final Fantasy 1, the Whole Live 1. I'm sure there's been a few other Zatsus who have talked about this, but, like, back in the day, when I was a young boyling myself, I had a little bit more interest in this topic. Just a little bit. Maybe less so now? But I did have a little bit. Just a little bit, okay? Not that much. But anyways, back in the day, there was a few lovely little ladies that I thought were very, very, you know, interesting, to say the least, to say the least. But I think, some of the characters I like a bit more now, in terms of, you know, design and all of that. I can't really think about back in the day, like, at all. Like, back in the day, I mean, it probably didn't help that, you know, it was kind of, you know, pixel art and stuff like that. But, like, back in the day, it's just, like, yeah, it got sure is leggy, but nowadays it's like, you know, that's honestly a very, very great design. It's a very great character. You know, overall, great character personality, great looks, great. It's all great. I'm terrible at this, by the way. I don't know why I decided to go through with this. I'm not good at this kind of stuff. Ah! Anyways, one of the characters that I, eventually like a lot more now than I did back then, and this is gonna sound silly to some people, it's honestly, who was it? I mean, there's a few, like, you know, Peach is honestly one. Like, I never cared much for Peach back in the days. Just like, yep, she sure is being kidnapped again and again and again. I mean, I don't like her characterization. I think she's got a nice design to her. I really do. It's a very princess-esque design. You know, I have a feeling that a lot of the character designs I like end up being very, very similar. Very similar. And you may notice that. You may notice that. Because, again, like, the characters that I like had to be more, you know, this is something that a buddy of mine noticed whenever I mention characters. It's like, boy, you sure do like the, princess-esque type characters. It's just like, you know what? I think you are probably right. And it's like, whenever, well, I don't know. I'm not sure on that subject, in all honesty. Because, like, not every lady that I like is, you know, a princess-esque character. I mean, Judith from Hails of Vesperia, she's not a princess character. Like, you cannot tell me that she is a princess character, like, at all. Because she's not. She is more Amazon than, you know, princess. Yeah. Give. You will give. But she still has a very, very lovely design, all things considered. Give me just a second. I shall find it. Where is it? Like, you can't tell me that's a princess design. That is no princess design at all. It is still a very, very lovely design. And of course, Judy here is going to be the very first character I bring up. She is very smug. She's exceptionally smug. And honestly, that's what I think is, makes her so great. Is her personality. Like, you can probably fit her with, like, literally any outfit at all. But her personality is just, it's so great. It's just, that smugness, just, it's great. Also, I can't tell if that's, like, I'm assuming that's not part of her hair. I don't know if that long blue part is part of her hair or not. I can't tell. But, like, you know, it's a very, would I say this is an ideal lady? I mean, she is pretty good. I mean, I don't know if being super smug is ideal. Personally, to me, it might be to some of you, but, like, you know what? You know what? You know what? we're just gonna have the music playing. Music play. But anyways, like, as Hate mentioned, her being so smug is what I like about this character. I just like, I like the design a lot too, not for, any, perverted reasons, mind you. I just think it's a nice design for someone such as, you know, if you're gonna be fighting, it's probably a good enough, wear for that, right? Especially if you're gonna be on nimble and stuff. Granted, you know, I wonder how much wardrobe malfunction happens with this when you really think about it. How much wardrobe malfunction do you get with this outfit? Probably a lot. Probably a lot. But yeah, honestly, when I think about it, I don't really know that many, elf ladies, like, at all. Like, Zugif is like one of the only elf ladies that I really know. Aside from, you know, a certain other elf lady, there is another certain elf lady that we know. That we better know, anyways. A certain other elf lady. Do I have to say how much I like this design? I do like this design. Now, I'm sure there are people that are gonna be like, warning, warning. You know what I mean? You know exactly what I mean. You know exactly what I mean by those type of people. But honestly, it's a very, very lovely design. It's a very lovely design, I think. Although I think, you know, we don't really get to see that much of her personality. In most of the Zelda games, you don't really get to see much of her personality. I think the most you see is in, Breath of the Wild, because, you know, they really hammered in the characterizations in that series. And I think in, technically you see it in the Wind Waker series. Wind Waker Spirit, Traps, Phantom Hourglass. Actually, I don't know, see Spirit Traps. But you see it in Phantom Hourglass, and you see it in, Wind Waker, because it's the same character, right? I think it's the same character. Not the same as this character. This one's based off a Link to the Past, A Link Between Worlds, which, I mean, you know, you don't get to see very much of that personality. She does have a very nice voice, though. She does have a very nice voice. And back to Judith, I think her voice is very nice, too. It's very suiting for her. Like, when it might be because I'm used to, hearing her voice from how much I played Vesperia, because I did play Vesperia a lot. But, like, I don't, like, if it was any higher pitched or lower pitched, I don't know if it would fit her very well. I say that as, you know, someone that's listened to it a lot. Like, if you were to listen to Zelda with, like, a lower pitch to her voice, would it sound correct? Probably, it probably could. That's the thing. See, that's the funny thing about voices, in my opinion. You get so used to one voice that if you hear a different tone at all, it's gonna seem immediately off to you. It's gonna seem like immediately off. But here's the thing, it can still fit. I mean, there's obviously some, you know, designs where it's like, that doesn't sound fitting at all, right? I mean, look at me. My voice doesn't seem to fit my model, now does it? Anyways, I do like how, I do like the contrast of the white and pink pink is a very lovely color for ladies. One last thing on Cutie, I know her outfit is supposed to be sexy, but it just looks like normal gay wear of Florida. Normal gay wear of Florida, huh? That's definitely a way to put that. And apparently, from what I understood, that's just something that, you know, people wear in, like, Hawaii. They just go to, like, restaurants and stuff and, like, their bikinis and whatnot. It's just like, that's just a thing. Normal outfit, summer swimwear. Well, there you go. Like I was saying with Hawaii. I mean, it makes sense because, you know, it's so bloody hot. But yeah, another thing you may notice, I don't know if it's, if we could consider that with Judy, you may notice something else that I personally like with my ladies. Well, I mean, not so much here with Zelda, because, Zelda's a bit lacking in, a certain department, let's just say. Not that that's bad, mind you. Not that that's bad. Sometimes that can be just fine. If I may say so myself. Without, you know, going to extreme with that. Without making it seem weird. But, like, you know, I do like me some long hair. Long hair, I think, looks very, very pretty on a lady. Now, that's not saying that short hair would be bad, mind you. Short hair works fine for many ladies. But I feel that the longer hair fits most of the time. You're not gonna expect the sign hat open hose, it sure does. Why? I don't know. That is the question for the ages. Why is she wearing open-toe boots? By the way, those are boots. Also, for you people who are gonna be trying to do some camera stuff in Smash, you're not gonna find anything there. There are pants. Why do I know that? You can blame Twitter for that. You can blame a lot of places for things like that. Look, when you're on the internet as much as I am, you're gonna run into things that you're not intentionally looking for, alright? That's just the fact of being on the internet. It's just gonna happen. There's not a whole lot that you can do about that. And that, you know what? We're gonna go to our next lovely lady. I did not want that. You stop that right now. You stop that right now. Also, welcome, Melty. I'm glad you can make it. Where is it? Where'd you go? Also, can I just say real quick? Why did they invent WebP? What's the point of a WebP extension? Blech. Anyways, our next lovely lady that we're gonna be talking about is our dear old Delilah. You know what? Let's do this. Get up there. Ah. So, you know, I think I see exactly where, Theo was talking about with, me liking more princess-esque designs. I don't know what he's talking about. I have no idea. I don't know what he's talking about at all. Anyways, Lila from Tales of Cesteria. Another character I like a lot in terms of design. Just, it's a very, well, what's the word I'm thinking of? Exotic design? Not eccentric, but exotic? Exotic? You know what I'm trying to say. It's a very, very nice design. Look, I am trying my best. I like that flowy princess design. Maybe. Maybe. Considering, you know, I like, you know, Fauna's design and Iris's design. Maybe. Perhaps. Perhaps. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. But yeah, again. Also, can I just say that of all the eye colors, I do think blue is, I think blue is a very, very pretty eye color. But I also like green eyes a lot, too. Green seems to be kind of rare, though, when you really think about it. Like, I don't think I know anyone who has green eyes, personally. Like, most of the times it's either, like, blue or brown that I see. Like, I don't recall really seeing very many green. Is green, like, rare or something? Actually, how many eye colors are there? There's blue, brown, green, hazel. Green is rare? There's not that many eye colors. Red is an eye color, isn't it? I don't know if red's an actual eye color, though. And I don't think red is an eye color? Oh. What about yellow? Is yellow an actual eye color? Albino people have red? Interesting. Interesting. But yeah, like, Lila's character is, like, the type of character that I like a lot in, Yellow Amber is a thing. Ah. Who is messaging me? Who dare messages me? That's who's messaging me. But yeah, like... my Discord, sometimes my Discord just goes crazy. But yeah, like, the outfit's very lovely. There's nothing wrong with the outfit, like, you know. It is very flowy. Her dress kind of looks like Goldeen fins. How does it look like Goldeen fins? Are you talking about Pokemon? Also, those are some fancy looking, shoes. Slippers? Shoes? They're very, fancy. Of this Pokemon. I don't know who Goldeen is actually, off the top of my head. It's a very intricate pattern outfit too. Also, I talked about long hair. I did talk about long hair. Do I have a limit on the long hair that I like, personally? That is, the question for the ages. Because I feel like, not really. Like, Zelda was, like, pretty long, but I think Lila's got even longer hair. And I still think it's, you know, pretty. Although I can't imagine how much of a pain in the butt it takes who take care of that kind of, long hair. But here's the bigger question. Do I prefer it in, like, say, a ponytail? or just straight down? The answer is yes. That is the answer. Definitely the answer. Look, I am not super picky, personally. Wow, what? What are you saying, wow? Why are you saying wow? Although, I will say, like, wind hail's not really a thing that I personally like. I mean, it can work, but, like, not my personal thing, honestly. Why are you double wowing? I don't know how I don't know how to feel about this. You're wowing at me, and then you double wowed at me. Why are you doing this to me? Stop it! Anyways, you know, I was thinking about this. I think Lila's like 5'8". Is she 5'8"? She is 5'8". She's a tall lady. What? I like them both. What's wrong with that? I like the long flowing, you know, hair, and I like the upkept ponytail, hair like this. They're both good. What's wrong with that? Is there something wrong with that? What, you want me to choose? Yeah, I do kind of give you extra inches. What, do you want me to choose one or the other? Is that what you're saying? You want me to choose one or the other? Anyways, personally, and remember, this is just my own personal preferences. Don't take this the wrong way, ladies. Okay? Personally, I prefer my ladies to be a little bit on the shorter side. You know what I mean? I mean, someone like Lila, that's fine. I like someone like Lila. 5'8" is kinda tall, you know? But I like them a little bit more on the shorter side of things. Maybe not super short, but you know, on the shorter side of things. Which, thinking about it, is it the average height like 5'4"? Or is it 5'6"? What is the average height? Does anyone know? I think for dudes, that's like 5'7" or 5'8". And I think for ladies, I think it's like 5'5", 5'6", actually. I could be mistaken. I know the average height depends on the region, like US is different. In Japan, it's like 5 foot for ladies or something like that. But you know what I mean. Also, talking about the hair, why is that? What, 5'4" for who? The lady or the dude? Anyways, in terms of the hair, I talked about the hair length. What about the hair color? I mean, obviously some hair colors don't actually it's cis, you know. No one wants a 5'4" dude. Do they not? So, obviously, IRL, you're not gonna run into someone with naturally, like, blue hair or green hair or anything like that. Much to the sadness of some fellas out there, but that's just not a thing that's gonna be happening. Most hair colors are like, what, blonde, brown, white, red, although I think red's also kinda rare. I've never seen someone with red hair myself, somehow. I think there's black, you know. But yeah, personally, the hair color doesn't really matter much to me, in my opinion. I think any hair color is fine. You can even have white hair, and I think that would be fine, personally. So if you're feeling self-conscious about your hair out there, ladies, do not fret. Because personally, well, this is just my personal opinion, I don't think it's really that big of a thing to worry about. I think the kind of hair color that you have is okay. If other guys if other guys have a problem with your hair color, maybe they're not the type of guys that you need to be hanging around with, probably. Maybe. Because if they can't accept you for who you are, then that's just gonna be problematic to be dealing with them, I feel. And that goes both ways. For both ladies and dudes. I like how I just go ladies, and then for guys I just call them dudes. It's like, yeah, I'm being all formal about the ladies, but when it comes to guys, I just call them dudes. Ladies and dudes. You know, I could be like ladies and gentlemen, but you know, whatever. You get the picture. You get what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm trying to say, I hope. But yeah, you know, thinking about, dudes don't really care. I guess dudes don't really care. Like, dudes generally don't really put that much thought behind their, appearances, for the most part. Not saying that they don't all the time, but, you know, for the most part, they just, like, hate sex. They don't really care that much about that. Ladies care more about that than guys. Which, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. That's just, you know, that's just how it is. That's be how it be, and all that. And you know, thinking about, like, dresses on a lady, I'm not sure what kind of dress I personally like on a lady. I guess it depends on the lady, because I'm gonna be real, some dresses and outfits and whatnot don't really work on every single person out there. Like, you can put one, like, outfit on a lady and can put it on a completely different lady, and it just, it may work, it may not work. It just depends on, you know, does it fit their looks? Does it fit their personality? Well, I don't know if personality really matters in the case of, what you wear, but, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. It depends on the lady. If you're wondering why I'm looking around, I saw something that I did not like. Again. There is someone running around and I didn't like that. Anyways. This particular dress, though, I think it's a very lovely dress. Now, I think only really works on Lila. Like, if you were to put this on, like, say, I don't know, Zelda, I don't think this would work very well on her at all. Well, I think for one, it's also the right hype. Like, you know, Zelda, I think it's like, short. And, you know, she is still petite, don't get me wrong. Lila is kind of tall and lanky. You know, she's tall and petite, so, you know, this kind of design only really works for her. If you were to put this on, like, say, I don't know, say Judith. This won't work on Judith either, I feel. It just won't work. Yeah, no version of Zelda can rock this. Like, Judith wouldn't be able to rock this. Honestly, you know, the more I look at this, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the more I look at this outfit, let me see if I can get this back on here. The more I look at this outfit, the more I realize, you know, this outfit is very, very similar to Fauna's outfit. Am I wrong? It's kind of similar. It's kind of actually very similar. Now, I know that's a coincidence, but I do... Yeah, you see what I'm seeing, right? You are seeing what I'm seeing, right? Give me just a second, if you will. Where is it? Give me that. Give me just a second. Like, it's very similar, right? I am surrounded by all the ladies right now. Like, who is messaging me? Interesting. I will have to actually take a look at that later. But yeah, like, it's kind of similar, isn't it? Like, the more I look at it, it's very similar to one another. Also, you can't tell, Fauna is a lady that I do like. Gee, not that anyone would, you know that I like Fauna's design a lot. No one would ever realize that, right? I don't know what anyone's talking about. But yeah, it's like, the way the sleeves are, like, it's almost similar with the sleeves, in a way. Like that open, whatever you call that, like, open sleeve. Short front. It is kind of short at the front with the long peacock, a peacock dress. I like to call it the peacock skirt, because it's basically a peacock skirt. Well, Fauna is more of a peacock. Lila is more, more flowy? Actually, I think Lila's more flowy than Fauna's. Again, Fauna's sleeves are more flowy than Lila's. Like, Lila's is more like, more tighter. But yeah, So that is Lila. She's also very, very goofy. And that's a trait that I personally like in a lady myself. It's the goofiness. You gotta have some goofiness. If you're just serious all the time, it makes one very, very dull. Personally, I think. Like me, I'm very dull because I'm too serious all the time. Or maybe I'm not, I don't know. Some people may say otherwise. But you know, in a lady, having a fun personality, I think is, you know, ideal. And speaking of someone with a fun personality, you know, this one has a very fun personality. A very, very fun personality. Also, probably my favorite design overall out of everyone in Hololive, as people, you know. I got a few favorite designs in there. I talked about that in its own Zatsudan, so I'm not gonna go over all of that. But this is my favorite one, for obvious reasons. I say for obvious reasons, but you know, let me rephrase that so that people don't get the wrong idea, okay? Because if I say that, people are like, yeah, I wonder what the obvious reasons are. The obvious reasons. You gotta watch what you say, Sino. I mean, I talked about long hair, and like, compared to like, say, other characters like, Jugif and Lila and Selga, you know. And some other characters that may bring up, like, say, I don't know. You know, Starfire's a good example, very long hair. Peach is another example, very long hair. She doesn't really have that long hair. It's more, shoulder length? That's not really shoulder length, is it? Like, it's not super long, but it's also not, like, short. Would you say that's medium length? I think that's medium length, right? But, like, see, this is what I'm talking about with, like, shorter hair can also work very, very nicely for, ladies. Now, she does have, like, an actual short hair, person for, like, her, goth outfit. Personally, that one, it's not bad, but it's not my personal taste, you know? Now, she does have an ult in that outfit, which is the long hair, which, you know, that one is, I think that one is very, very fitting, to say the least, you know what I mean? It's, it looks very nice, I think. Not saying that this is bad. This is also very nice. It fits her character very, very, very good. It also fits her personality very, very good. Although I wonder how you can see with the hair over your eyes all the time. That seems like it would be a little bit annoying. But, you know, I still think it's very, very lovely. Lovely hair. Green is a very good color. If you try to do, like, any other color, I think... You know, imagine, if you will, if the hair color changed based on the season. So it's, like, green in, like, spring. Again, in, like, summer, it's, like, red. Again, like, fall, it's, like, yellow. Again, winter, it's, like, white. You know what I mean? That would have been interesting. That would have been... Actually, that would have been interesting. But I can also see how that could be, you know, kind of a pain in the butt to keep in mind. Shoulder length, make a bob cut that stops just below the chin. I see. Also, another thing that I didn't talk about, which I don't really think about this much, in all honesty, don't look at that. That's not what I'm aiming for. That's not what I'm aiming for, okay? Like, the accessories that, ladies wear. Like, honestly, you see this more in, like, animes and games and stuff like that with, accessories. I feel like you don't really see that very often, IRL. Or at least I don't, you know, because, you know, where I live, I mean, you know, it depends on where you live, but, like, I feel like, the hype of accessories that, you know, a lady wears adds on to their charm quite a bit. You know, like, I feel like these, earrings are very nice on her. It fits her very, very nicely. Although I feel like I would say that about pretty much, you know, anything. What are accessories? Like, I don't know, if you, like, gave her, like, a bonnet or something, I don't know if that would fit very well, personally. But if you gave her, like, say, let's see. What accessories do ladies wear? I don't know what accessories ladies wear, personally. If you were to ask me, I don't really do it much these days at all. Ah, I see. So it seems like that everywhere then, huh? Boo! I say, boo! But again, I can understand. It's a little bit of a pain to probably deal with that. Depends on the lady. I guess it does. Everything I say depends on the lady, really. Mostly earrings, yeah. It's mostly just earrings. Like, some of them might wear, like, chokers. But, like, you know, how often do they wear chokers? Like, I don't think anyone really ever wears chokers anymore. And, you know, necklaces are nice. It depends on, like, you might see some nice necklaces here and there. I guess there's, like, nobody's really gonna wear, like, fashionable gloves. Chokers are mostly a goth thing. I suppose that is true. And chokers are still a thing? Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna wear, like, any fancy gloves or anything, you know? Kinda like these fingerless gloves. You can't really see them that well here, but these are, like, fingerless gloves. Well, a fingerless glove. She kinda doesn't wear it off her hand, really. And again, I do like this, outfit. Like, if you were to take the petticoat, I think this is a petticoat. You remove the petticoat, it's just a regular old, green dress. Like a strapless green dress. Again, this is to be not perverted, okay? I do think that the dress is very pretty. It works very nicely with her. But I might say that about a lot of things. A bridal gauntlet? Ah, bridal gauntlet, I see. Is it usually on just one hand or both hands? Or does it really matter? I don't think it really matters, right? Again, you get these, you know, I don't actually think about leg wear. They're usually worn on both halves. Like, I don't really think about the leg wear very much. Yes, you get feet for free. Because, honestly, IRL, yeah, Mac just having one stock and on the opposite, leg. I don't really think about, like, leg wear at all. Because, like, half the time you're probably not gonna see it, I feel. I say that, like, most people are probably just gonna be wearing, you know, like, shoes or boots. They're not really gonna be wearing something like this out in public. If you see someone wearing this out in public, then, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna be walking around like this in public. They might have, like, sandals or something if they do, but, stockings are still a thing. They're normally called pantyhose. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is nice. This, legging. I'm not gonna comment on the leg, because I'm sure, you know... Look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. And this is gonna sound blasphemous for you. Many of you folks. But personally, I am not much of a leg guy. I do not get the whole hullabaloo about legs. Nor do I get the whole hullabaloo about, you know, feet. But, you know, yeah, no. I really don't understand the whole thing about feet at all. I don't know why people are so into that. But, you know, people will do what people want to do. What do I personally prefer? What do I personally prefer? There's a couple things that I personally prefer. That's a secret though. That is classified information. Yep. I do prefer, you know, the personality of the lady more so than anything else. If I must say what I personally like. Sounds who's talking escape. Why would it be who's talking escape? It's just classified. What's wrong with having some classified information, huh? There's nothing wrong with having some classified information. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Give me just a second, if you will. 1 second. Ah! Let me do a new bit of this, a new bit of that. And we're gonna do a new bit of that. Ah! And here we have an iris. So this is the other one that I like the design a lot for. Again, I feel like the type of ladies I like are very, very similar in terms of design. I have a feeling. I don't know if the personalities are all similar though. Thinking about, I don't think the personalities are anything similar at all. We have Zelda, which we don't have much personality for. That particular Zelda. We got Judith, who's very smug, you know. She's a very smug elf. We got Fauna, who's, you know, very, very soothing and, you know, say-so and stuff like that. And then you have Iris, which, you know... You have Iris, that's all I will say. I cannot describe an Iris to you. She's someone you have to experience. But yeah, again, I do really like the design. It's a very lovely design. Also, again, long hair. Also, one of the rare, redheads that, you know, I don't really see very many redheads even in games and anime, thinking about it. So, you know, this is a very nice shade of red. That is red, right? I'm not colorblind, right? That is red. You never really cared much for Iris's design. I always like Iris's design a lot. Like, outside of Fauna, Iris is probably my second favorite. I mean, there are some others that I like a lot too. You know, like Lammy and, you know, Coco and Flare. I do like their designs a lot too. But, like, I feel like Iris and Fauna are who I like the absolute most. Magenta? Ah, I see. And also, if I may say so myself, I didn't care much for the design at first, but recently I have liked Kiara's design a bit more recently. Like, the more I see Kiara, the more I'm like, you know, that design's actually kinda, you know, kinda pretty nice, honestly. Especially with some of her other outfits. It's like, you know, this actually works very well with Kiara's design. Iris has, like, one particular outfit that I do like a lot for her, too. Which is the, little white dress outfit she has. But I still think this is, like, my favorite outfit for her. In all honesty. It does give that little, you know, princess vibe. Kiwawa was blessed by Really? BlackRock's suit her create her. That's who did Kiara's design? Interesting. I did not know that. Also, can I just say that, like, can I just say that for the longest time, I didn't know that Iris's hair was, like, split hair? I thought it was just, like, one long, just one long blob of hair. I didn't realize it was, like, two, like, it's like 2 or 4 different, like, ponytail-esque hair. You know what I mean? I can't show the concept or to explain what I mean, but, like, I didn't know it was, like, something about her scream the most generic of animes. Is it? Is it? I don't know. If you want an anime scream, I'm pretty sure that, you know, Bijou probably beats her out in regards to that. Probably. Bijou's very anime-esque with her screams. But yeah, also, another thing that I do like about her design is Ollie. I've never really listened to Ollie very much. I do like the heterochromia. I know how rare heterochromia is, but, like, I think that just makes it, you know, even more, you know, beautiful, in my opinion. Just 2 different eye colors. Pink. It's just pink to me. And it just, you know, it works so well for her, too. If you were to give this, like, I don't know, Fauna, maybe it wouldn't work as well with Fauna, personally. I think it just works better with Iris than, like, say, Fauna, or, like, you know, Kiara, or, you know, Nerissa. Or, like, it probably could work, like, with, like, Cecilia, though, in all honesty. maybe. But I do like the heterochromia. It's a very, very nice eye height. And I'm gonna say this right now. Right now. Personally, and this is just, an anime game thing. You're not gonna see this IRL. But personally, depending on, the hype of character, I do like the wings, The wings are always a lovely little touch for some ladies. Also, the ears. Pointy elf ears. Very lovely. Very lovely. Although sometimes I wonder if the ears are supposed to be that low. Are the ears supposed to be that low? Maybe I'm looking too much into that. And again, nice little, the earring. It's a very nice earring. Honestly, I think I like this earring more than I like the earrings that Fauna has. It's just very, very pretty, and it accentuates her looks more, I think. And again, I do like the outfit. It is very princess-esque, which, I mean, I think we established at this point the type of character design I like a lot, And again, there are two things that I personally like the most on the lady, Two things. Also, can I say these shoes are very, very lovely with the stockings? Very lovely with the stockings. Like, if it wasn't red, I feel like that, pink could also work very nicely for Iris. But red works, perfectly for Iris, so, I wouldn't change that. Or, black can also work very well for Iris. Especially in conjunction with these, stockings, which I think are more, magenta. Kind of like a more pink-esque color. Are those, pointy metal bits on the shoes? Slippers? It seems like it might hurt if you kick someone with those. But yeah, two things in particular I like about my leggies. Two things in particular. I already mentioned personality. I'll say three things. Usually, one of the big things is, right here. You can see it right there. It's usually the face in general, I feel, for me. I'm sure that's how many people, where many people are gonna personally prefer the most on the lady. It's the face, right? I mean, there's some that are into, the legs, the feet. Who those people with the feet? I question you, I do. It might be into, hands. It might be into, some other questionable area in which I'm also like, stop. Don't give Wakame any more fuel, please. But yeah, for me personally, it's mostly, the face and the hair. That's one of them. The other one, that one is classified information. Classified. I have made Iris very tiny. Iris is now Tiny-Ris. So yeah, I mean, there's also those that are like, man, I really liked bellies, and I'm just like, oh, okay, what, why? What What's so attractive? What's so attractive about the belly? See, I don't get how people think in regards to some of this stuff. I really don't. It's just like, okay, I guess? Question mark? I don't understand why, but sir, I suppose. Give me just a second. Give me just a second. And then there's this, which I'm gonna grab real quick. Which I'm assuming is what she wears underneath this. Who's messaging me? Oh. Okay, so Nimi is taking a break. Okay. Give me just a second. They themselves may not be able to explain it's just something they're into. I can understand that. I can understand that. I don't need this. Remove. Be gone. So, this is just something that, you know, see, I'm assuming this is what she wears underneath. It's got, yeah, it's what she wears underneath the dress. Which, I mean, you know, honestly, I wouldn't have even guessed this is what she wears underneath because, like, it blends in so well with her normal outfit. But it's very nice. It's honestly very, very lovely. And, like, honestly, I'm surprised they didn't do anything with this, you know? Because I feel like this is just a very, very nice outfit. Is it because it's too similar to the default outfit? I don't know. But it's still just, you know, a very nice outfit. Even if, you know, it's just like... It's basically just a, what do you call it? Like, a nightgown? That's basically all it really is a nightgown. Give me just a second. Here it is. This is what I was looking for. This be what I be looking for. You don't wear one of those out to open? I suppose that is true. But I mean, have you seen some of the stuff that they wear for outfits? I mean, you're gonna tell me that's something that they wouldn't wear for an outfit? You're gonna tell me they wouldn't wear that on a stream or something? I mean, you wouldn't wear that, like, you know, IRL outside, no. You wouldn't do that. And speaking of Iris, Marine definitely would. Yes, Marine definitely would. Like, you see what I mean about the hair? Let me make this bigger. Like, it's like a weird windtail, but it's like, it's nice. It's very lovely. It kind of reminds me of like a DNA. You know, like a DNA theme. DNA hair. And like, I'm looking at this and like, if that dress, if she's wearing that underneath this, you wouldn't be able to hell. Like, I can't tell if she is or not. She's a DNA angel. Huh. That's clever. But again, very lovely design. Very, very lovely. I think I've lingered. Hey guys, do you think I like Iris's design a lot? It's not like I lingered on her character design a whole bunch, you know? It's funny because I didn't linger on Fauna that much, and I still feel like Fauna's got the best design out of them all. Personally, I think she does. So, hey, Melty and Hate, give me a series. Give me a particular series. And I will tell you if there's a lady I like from those series. Assuming, you know, I can. That was an I. So what we do? We did Judith, we did Lila, we did Selga, we did Fauna, and we did an Iris. What else? I mean, for the most part, like, a lot of the designs are gonna be kind of similar, honestly. They're gonna be very, very similar. Because if I were to go here... If I were to go here... No. If I were to go here... Let me grab this. Give me just a second. 1 second. 1 second. No! Don't open Audacity! The audacity of Audacity opening. Who do you think I'm gonna show next? Any idea? We have Hera. We do have Hera. Again, I think you can see the character designs, or, you know, type of ladies that I like a lot. Probably. I mean, it could be an anime, it could be a game, you know. It could be a whole bunch of things. It could even be more Hololive if you want to go more Hololive. Even though I did a whole Zatsudan about that. But yeah, Hera. I do like me some Hera. And in all honesty, out of all the Final Fantasy ladies out there, I do think Hera is probably the best in terms of design, in all honesty. Now, if I were to be honestly honest, I think I prefer the green hair over the blonde, you know, personally. That's my personal taste. But, like, the blonde is nice. I couldn't really see her as, like, any other hair color, in all honesty. In all honesty. Also, this is what you were talking about with the bridal gauntlet, right? Because that's exactly what this is a bridal gauntlet. Also, the red is just very, very... It works with her complexion very well, I find. Red works well, pink would be nice with her complexion, White might also be good, honestly. I feel like the more muted colors, like, say, brown, or, you know, black. I don't think black would actually work very well with her personally. I will say, though, you know, I never noticed she had a tiny little dagger. I never noticed she had a tiny dagger. Like, is it a complex design? Maybe a little, maybe. Also, these shoes, these boots, they look like they would, you know, murder someone, you know, with those points on them. You kick someone and they're just gonna bleed. They're gonna bleed. I like the gradient in the bridal gauntlets. The red and the pink. That's very nice. Yeah, Amano loves to make them, you know, complex. But, like, it's not super complex. Like, if you want complex, you know, Yuna's a little bit more complex. And, you know, I think Yuna's got a very lovely design, too. It's just a very... It works very well. I like the cape. Like, the cape adds on her. If she didn't have the cape, it would feel like something's missing, you know? It would kind of feel a bit more generic, but, like, it still would look nice even without the cape. The cape just adds a lot more onto it. Or the cloak. I don't know if that's a cape. That's more of a cloak. And honestly, like, would you say that's like a more, soft facial expressions? Like, the face is more soft than, you know what I'm trying to say, right? I'm not very good at this sort of thing. It's not like, how do I explain it? Like, Fauna and Iris have very soft faces. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, they have, like, those two have very soft faces. Zelda had a pretty soft face. Judith had, like, I feel like Judith is less soft compared to ours. Lila's also got a pretty soft, you know, face. I think it's just, I don't know if that depends, I don't know. I don't know anything. Look, I'm trying my best, okay? Yeah, they have more tranquil personality. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they usually do, for the most part. They usually do. I think, anyways. I could be wrong. I am not the end-all be-all of, you know, knowledge. I am not the end-all be-all of knowledge. It's just my own personal, likes and stuff. Just a second. I went the wrong thing. Why don't we try this lady right here? So we have Hera. Who do you think the next lady is gonna be? Any ideas? Any ideas at all? I will give you a couple seconds. A couple more seconds to get your guess out. What the heck? I don't know how it got into a booth there. No guess! No guess? How about a Renoa? You probably weren't expecting Renoa, weren't you? I do think Renoa has a very, very lovely design for her. I really do. And it's a more, like, compared to, like, say, the other characters, the other ladies that we've seen, you know, like Judith and Lila and Fauna and Iris and Zelda and all of them. I feel like Renoa is more basic, if you get what I mean, more normal. Like, this is something you probably would see someone, you know, wearing somewhere, probably. You were listening to him for background music quite a bit. Hilarious. The funny thing is, when I first saw Renoa, I didn't really care much for Renoa, like, at all. Like, I didn't really care much for any of the ladies in FFA at all. It wasn't until many, many years later where I was like, you know, Renoa's actually a pretty nice character, for the most part. And she's got a very lovely design to her, I think. This is also around the era with Square, where they were really, really going with the, you know, black, like the more black hair. You know, similar ladies, because, you know, Tifa, Renoa, and Garnet were all very similar in terms of, you know, like, basically the facial and the, yeah, Nomura era black hair. Like, they were kind of very similar in terms of, like, facial looks and hair. Not so much the, right height, mind you. Not to be perfect or anything, but not so much the right height. I mean, one of these is not like the others, let's say. But yeah, you look at, like, Renoa, and it's very what you would probably see someone wear. Maybe not blaster eggs on their wrist. I don't think people are gonna be walking around with this. Do people actually wear these arm warmers at all? Like, I've never seen anyone wear arm warmers. Personally, IRL. Rarely. Yeah, I don't. Thighs? What do you mean thighs? What about thighs? Thigh warmers? Is that what you're talking about? Also, can I just say this without sounding weird? But, like, she kinda has semi-thick thighs, don't she? I never really noticed that. Wait, those are sippers? What? Holy crap, those are sippers! What? I didn't know those were sippers. Why do you have sippers on your swords? What? Of course there's sippers. It's Nomura. Of course there are sippers. It's Nomura. Why wouldn't there be sippers? But yeah, like, I like, even though it's pretty basic, he does like 5 billion sippers. Like, it's pretty basic. It's still a very nice design. And honestly, Renoa is a pretty lady. All things considered. All things considered. Is that brown eyes? Yeah, brown eyes. I don't know what to call that. Like, it's like some kind of what do you call this thing? I don't know what you call that. Maybe I'm just dumb. Her jacket? That's what I thought that blue part was. It looks like it's just held up by buttons. Which, you know, how is that not, you know, fly off in the middle of a fight? Also, if you're wondering what the black shirt is, yes, it's just a black paint top. That's literally all it is. It's literally just a black paint top. Like, if you want to talk about, like, the most basic character design, like, in terms of female, yeah, it's the kind that snaps together. Like, ah! No! Come back! It went off screen and I couldn't reach it anymore. But yeah, like, if you're looking for, like, the most basic character design, like, I feel like Renoa is the most basic character design. I don't know how to comment that, hate. I don't know how to comment that. So what you're saying is you prefer, in terms of, like, dress, like, say, Iris's dress, or Fauna's dress, is what you're saying. That's what you're saying. Selfie's your favorite acre? I never really cared much for Selfie myself, in all honesty. Like, Sophie was never really one of my favorites. Like, again, I didn't really care much for any of the ladies in 8 until much, much later. And then that ended up being Renoa, ironically. It's helped together by one sip. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be held together by one sipper? Why wouldn't it be held together by one sipper? It would have to be held together by one sipper. Give me just a second, if you will. Let me think. Who else? Hey, name a game. Or anime. A game or an anime. Name a game or an anime. Chrono Cross? I actually don't know Chrono Cross, so I can't speak on Chrono Cross. I cannot speak on Chrono Cross, I'm sorry. I don't know it. But I can speak on, you know, this lady right here. It's gonna give PTSD a hate. And probably melt he maybe. So yeah. We have a Gizzy. We do have a Gizzy here. This one is less princess-like. Yeah, much less for you. Much less for you. More so for hate. But yeah, I do like Gizzy's design quite a bit. In a non-perverted way. Allow me to add that, because I know people are going to be like, I see why you like Gizzy. You like them legs. It literally is helping care of my dreams. I don't know how that works. But in terms of her, it's mostly her personality that I like more so than the character. Like, she has, like, the hyper personality that I, you know, like. Which is not to say that, you know, there's anything wrong with other personalities, you know. I mean, each their own. Like I said before, I like Jugif's personality. I like Lila. I like, you know, Hera and Renoa. I like, you know, Fauna and Iris. Everyone's different in their personalities that I mentioned. But I do really, really like Gizzy's personality, probably among the most. I mean, are we talking about, you know... I know who you're talking about there. I know exactly who you're talking about. I mean, personally, when it comes to, you know, like, Baiken and Milia, like, neither one of them actually are characters that I personally like that much in terms of, personality and, design. Like, there's nothing wrong with them, per se. But, oh, you're talking about Jam. I thought you were talking about Baiken. I mean, Jam. Like, Jam is a lovely looking lady, don't get me wrong. She is a very lovely looking lady. In terms of character, though, in terms of personality, I don't know if I personally... I don't think her personality is a hyper-personality I like myself, in all honesty. If I'm to be honest. I like the character, don't get me wrong, I do like the character. I do like her play style. I like her design. I guess she's a pretty looking character. It's just that I'm not a big fan of her personality. Jam is a thought? I guess so. Yeah. Like, it's just off-putting, you know? Personally. I'm sure that there are people that like Jam's personality, but for me, it's just, you know, I don't know, that's kinda, you know, not super great, in all honesty. You know, it's kinda like, if I were to compare a Jam to someone else, is this a good comparison, comparing Jam to Aqua? Would you say that's a good comparison? If you know what I'm talking about, for those of you who have watched Konosuba, would you say that's a good comparison? Aqua wishes she was cool. I mean, Aqua is very dorky. I do like Aqua's design, though. It is a nice design. Very odd design for a goddess, though, when you really think about it. Because it's kind of, you know, it's honestly a kind of basic design for a goddess. Like, whenever you think of, like, a goddess, you think of, like, say, Palutena. Palutena's probably a big one. Or, like, you know, say, Rhea and, why can I not remember her name? You know, the wind goddesses from East. Rhea. What is her name? Why can I not remember her name? I can't remember her name. I always end up forgetting one of their names somehow. No, not Kingdom Hearts Aqua. I was talking about Konosuba Aqua. Kingdom Hearts Aqua, if I'm gonna talk about, you know, ladies. I mean, that Aqua is okay. She's okay. She's not personally a character that I would like myself, you know? Like, she's okay in terms of personality. She's okay in terms of look, but like, you know. I know others would be calling, I know there would be many people out there calling me, you know, a blasphemer, but, you know, we all have our own separate lights, you know. Personally, and I know people are going to give me hell about this, I think Kairi's got a very nice design to her, in all honesty. I like the Kingdom Hearts 3 Kairi design more than other designs. But I think she's got a nice design to her. Yeah, that's the thing, like, I think she also has a nice personality, and, you know, it's a very lovely character personality and design, but, like, she doesn't really get any screen time. Like, they have her there, but she's not really there. Which is a shame, because I think she has a very, nice, design and personality. But, you know, she doesn't get used. And honestly, that's like the only Kingdom Hearts lady that, you know, I like. Kairi's very generic, just not getting any, yeah, she's very generic. Yeah, she had more screen time in Kingdom Hearts 1. Kingdom Hearts 2, she had a little bit, but, like, not a whole lot. Kingdom Hearts 3, you know, not a whole lot either. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts, that's about the only lady that I personally like is Kairi. What if I told you can't really speak on personalities because I don't remember the personalities anymore because it's been many years. But what if I told you, and I haven't watched every single movie, what if I were to tell you that a character design that I do like is Jasmine? I do like that character design. It's a very, very fitting design, obviously, because, you know, the area that, you know, the story takes place in and all of that. But I do like her design. It's a very lovely design. And you see that design a lot with, like, you know, Power Stone Rouge, and, you know, Sanhei. All of them also have very good design, if I may add. The art style of Chrono Cross, would I? But would there be any ladies that I can like, I wonder? Speaking of Chrono Trigger, and I may have mentioned this many years ago, or many years ago, in one of the streams, but Downstroyer, I might as well say this now because Downstroyer is probably gonna bring this up. One, like I said, I was more interested in the ladies back then compared to now. I'm a little bit, you know, less interested in that way, you know. Don't take that out of context, by the way. I am still a dude, you know. You know what I mean. I still like my ladies. Don't get me wrong. But, one of the earliest characters that I actually had a quote-unquote crush on was, in fact, Marl from Chrono Trigger. It was, well, I don't swing that way. No, I don't swing that way at all. But yeah, Marl was, like, one of my earliest quote-unquote crushes, you know. Hera was another one. Was there anyone else? I think it was mostly just those two in particular that I really liked a lot. Funny thing is, I don't know why Marl, the more I think about it. Like, she did have a pretty design, in all honesty, but, like, you can't really tell much from pixel art, you know. You can't really tell much from pixel art. Well, Hera is blasphemous. Kinda, yeah, kinda. Give me just a second, if you will. Who is this first lady? Oh yeah, and there's Kid. Right, I know who Kid is. I remember Kid, but I don't know who this first lady is. This first lady looks pretty nice. I wonder about her personality. Prim? See, speaking of Prim, and this is a funny story. I knew about Secret of Mana from way back when I was a young boy, like back when Nintendo Power was a thing. Do you guys remember Nintendo Power? Yes, I'm gonna be ancient for a second. So, Nintendo Power did have, like, a guide for Secret of Mana, and that's where I learned about Secret of Mana. I remember it talking about, like, a specific part of Secret of Mana, which was, like, the Ice Palace area. You know what I'm talking about? That was my introduction to Secret of Mana. I never owned the game. I never played it till, you know, I did it on stream. But, I remember seeing the art for Prim, and I was like, man, that is one pretty mama right there. Whoa, baby, that's one pretty mama. But yeah, I always thought that Prim had a very good design to her. Like, it was a really... What do you mean Prim is genderless child? You're talking about Popoi, not Prim. Yeah. Yeah, you're talking about Popoi. But yeah, like, Prim is like such a great character design. It's very pretty. It's very, very pretty. Give me just a second. 1 second. It's music, though. It's music. Oh, women. I mean, you look at this design, and you try and tell me that's not pretty. I think that's a very pretty design, honestly. Like, it's just really not, it's really good. Also, you know, the more I think about it, I didn't really think about this until now. Yeah, it's from a remake, yes. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, you know, I'm noticing some other trend of mine. Have you guys noticed any other trend? It just occurred to me when I was thinking about this. A Trial of Mana. Trial of Mana for Prim. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. I see Echoes of Mana. Oh, you're talking about Trials of Mana? Yeah, like, I know about some of them. I know a couple of them. Also, I'm gonna show this art because, you know, this is also very lovely art. This is from Echoes of Mana. So, we have Prim here. Boop, and boop. We have an Echoes of Mana Prim. Yeah, Angela and Rice, I do like both of them. Let me think about Rice. Rice? I don't know how to pronounce her name. I didn't know her from the Mana series. Do you want to know where I knew Rice from? And Melt, he might be able to guess exactly where I know Rice from. Yep. Melt, he guessed. Exactly. Melt, he knows exactly the character that I am referring to. Because, you know, it was a bit, it sure was a character. But yes, Mugen. Mugen introduced me to a lot of, stuff. Pick up the remake of Trials if I can. I have seen it. I just never had much interest in it. Also, I also remember when Vinny was doing a stream for it, and he talked about how Square wanted the streamer to like thank Square every 5 minutes, and it's like, what? Really? That's your stipulation? You want the streamer to thank you every 5 minutes? Do you remember that, guys? I remember that because it was stupid. But yeah, like, it's just a very, she just has very nice design. Also, I like how you didn't hear about, yeah, if you watch, like, the first, video or something for Finny's, Trials of Mana stream, I think he talks about it in there. Also, I can't imagine how you get your hair to curl like that on the end. She does have very, very nice hair. Very lovely hair. And the pink is very, very, you know... She's very pink. And it fits... It just fits with her, you know... body type and, you know... the facial... like, the softness of the face and all of that. It just fits. It just fits all of this pink. Like, if you were to give her, like, say, red... I don't think red would work as well with her. And I don't think, honestly, I can't think of any other color that would work well with her. In my personal opinion. But yeah, I think I know this. I'm gonna list off the characters here. A light orange. A light orange could work, yeah. I can see that. A light orange could be nice. But I'm gonna mention the characters. And you tell me what they all have in common. Okay? So we have Judith. We got Zelda. We got Iris. And we got Prim. What do they all have in common? What do they all have in common? There is a thing they all have in common. Princess? Would you consider Judith a princess? I don't think Judith is very princess-like. And I'm pretty sure that, like, outside of Prim's, like, how Prim looks, Prim's not very princess-esque either, I feel. Prim is more like, yeah, she's very tomboyish. And in a way, can you consider Judith that way? Judith's not very, you know, I mean, she's flirty, but she's not exactly the most feminine, you know, lady out there. Do you know Melty? Can you guess? Yeah, I don't know why they gave Prim the boomerang. I thought that was a play thing. Prim should be using, you know, the gauntlets. Because that's more Prim's thing. Yeah, she normally has the fist weapon. Okay, so, the characters. Can you tell me what they all have in common? Judith. Zelda. Iris. And Prim. What do they all have in common? And I will even add one more to the list. Let's add a dragon lady to the mix. Can I just say, personally, I do like my dragon ladies. I do like my dragon ladies. Maybe a little too much. But honestly, Coco has a very good design. It's it's honestly a really beautiful design. Compared to, like, say, damn, you actually guessed it. Melty actually guessed it. Yes, it is pointy ears. I noticed that on a lot of the characters. I noticed it on a lot of them that I've talked about so far. It's like, man, they all have pointy ears so far. Like, they all have, like, half of them's pointy ears. But yeah, like, Coco has a very beautiful design, in all honesty. Isn't Coco, like, super tall, too? Like, 5'10"? Like, that's honestly pretty tall for a lady. I think Nerissa's, like, 5'10", too. Like, see, yeah, the proportions are very, very good. Like, for someone that's 5'10", like, them some good proportions for someone that's 5'10". Like, if this was, like, someone that was, like, say, 5'4", I don't know. That might be, you know... I don't know if that would be something you would expect from someone that's 5'4". But for someone that's 5'10", I think this is, like, good proportions and whatnot. Also, the rare orange hair. You don't even see orange hair that much in anime or games. Is that a strand of yellow hair too? I didn't even notice that until now. But yeah, like, orange is basically like an offsuit of like blonde or red, isn't it? It's kind of like ginger is what it is, right? This would be more like a ginger hair color, if I'm not mistaken, normally. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I am wrong. Somewhat. Ginger is more brownish. I thought it was more like oranges. Orange-esque. Isn't Orihime more like closer to that then? I feel like Orihime's closer to ginger than this. Yeah. Okay. Also, yes, I do know about Orihime. Yes, I know about Bleach. And also, yes, Orihime is a character design I like. More specifically, the 1,000-year blood year, you know, that one. The more recent one. Maybe not the older versions of Orihime. Yeah, Blood War. I like that design quite a bit. Not so much, again, not to be preferred or anything, okay? Not to be preferred or anything. Although, you know, thinking about it, I think this is showing something that I do prefer on my ladies quite a bit too, isn't it? I think a lot of what I've been showing is... Okay, you know what? Let's have a little bit of fun, shall we? I have mentioned a few things that I like about my ladies. What things are they? Tell me what they are, chat. Go ahead. Go ahead and tell me. I mentioned a few things. Also, I'm noticing a lot of characters seem like to use this one stocking. Actually, that's like... Yeah, it's one stocking. It is still very nice. Personally, I prefer, like, 2 stockings or no stockings compared to 1 stocking myself. But, I mean, it's nice, you know. Also, I do like the... No! I do like this little brooch. This brooch is, pretty nice. It's a very, very nice brooch, you know. Very nice. So, what else between the ladies that I've shown is something that you think that I personally prefer? The Coco. I do like the Coco. Coco is a very nice lady. Coco is a very nice lady. Very, very nice design. Give me just a second. 1 second. One second, let me find something real quick. No guesses? Nobody has any guesses? Boo! Boo! Nobody has any guesses. Non-humans? Huh. You know what? I actually didn't think about that. I mean, Marl's a human. Marl is a human, but like, I didn't actually think about that. Huh. Interesting. I mean, technically, Hera is, you know, half human. And Renoa's human. And, you know, Yuna's human. And Garnet's human. Isn't Prim, like, full elf? I feel like she's full elf. I don't think she's part elf. So, Orihime's human. What you talking about? Orihime's human. I think she's human. Is she human? I actually don't know. I don't know Bleach that well. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so here's someone that you may not expect. He is from an anime. It is from an anime. Can you guess this lady? It is from a popular anime. She is human. She is human. Okay. I mean, to be fair, it's really hard to guess what Bleach, because, you know, you look at Ichigo, and it's like, what even are you, Ichigo? At this point, what even are you, my dude? You're just, you know, you're just a universe at this point, my dude. Pretty much. So, this might surprise some people. It might not surprise some people. Who knows? What if I say this character right here is a character I like? Is that a surprise to you? Ichigo's heavy power creep? Yeah. Ichigo versus Naruto. Who wins? I'm pretty sure Ichigo wins. I'm pretty sure Ichigo trumps Naruto. But can current Ichigo go off against Goku? Yeah, Naruto doesn't have that anymore, yeah. I mean, if you were to put them at their prime, like, if you had, like, prime Naruto, I still don't think prime Naruto could beat Ichigo. Like, isn't Ichigo, like, ridiculously strong? Like, way stronger than Naruto would have been? Oh boy, I'm opening the floodgates with this one. I'm opening the floodgates with this one. Yeah, he is odd. He is very, very odd. So yeah, Hinata. Hinata is a character that I do like a lot. I didn't really care much for Hinata at the start. To be honest, I did watch all of Naruto and Boruto, so, you know. But, like, at the start, I didn't really care much for Hinata. Even at the start of, Shippuden, I didn't really care much for her. She did get better over time. I do feel like she felt way better than, you know, Sakura did, or Ino, or, you know, like, any of the other ladies in Naruto. And personally, I like her, design from the last. Like, it's kind of a basic, ninja design, but, like, it's a very nice design, I think. I wasn't really too big on, you know, the Shippuden design. It's like, really? You're gonna... They weren't being very ninja-esque with what they were wearing, let's be real. You know that, Naruto? What ninja wears a bright orange freaking jumpsuit, Naruto? Who wears that? Who wears something like that as a ninja? I know he always did that. It's just like, how did you never get spotted, ever? You're wearing orange all the time. You should be spotted a mile away with all that orange you're wearing. I mean, Hinaga's Zatsudan outfit kinda is a little bit better for, you know, stealthing around, but like, why are you stealthing around in that kind of an outfit anyways? I feel like if you're gonna stealthing around in like a jacket like that would be, you know, her heels were kinda, I don't even remember what she wore with her shoes. Like, honestly, like, I'm talking about people with their outfits, like Sakura with her, you know, Chinese dress is probably, you know, gonna stand out a little bit too, in all honesty. But at least that was still more, you know, ninja-esque than, say, you know, Hinata's. I mean, even Ino's outfit was more ninja-esque, I feel. But yeah, I do end up liking Hinata's personality later on. Like, she did end up developing a lot better. She had more sandals. But yeah, I do think, like, her personality ended up becoming pretty good near the end, I think. Shinage's, Shisune? Yeah. The most ninja was Hen. Hen was the most ninja. Like, she literally was the definition of a ninja's ninja, but like, she got like sidelined so hard. Like, so hard. Honestly, anyone that wasn't Naruto, Sakura, or Sasuke got hardlined, like, all the time. And it's a shame, because some of those characters were really good. Like, this is not a female, but the character I like the most in Naruto, myself, is Shikamaru. That's the character I like the most. I still like Hinata the most out of all the ladies, but like, Shikamaru was my favorite character out of Naruto. You know, like, I'm looking at that outfit, and it's like, is that something a ninja would wear with that, you know, jacket? I thought the jacket was, like, bigger for some reason. Shikamaru is such a good character, dude. Like, he is, like, he's so good. And he develops, his character develops pretty great too over the course of the series. And I do like how Shikamaru is in Boruto. He's kind of goofy in Boruto. He's kind of a goofy guy. He's a very loyal dude too. But, you know, enough about Shikamaru. Dude 1 rose up the ranks before his friends married a Saiyan woman and had a smart kid. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, like, he had a lot of issues and, you know, other things growing up. But, I mean, you know, when you think about which of the characters didn't have that happen, right? Well, I say that, but, I mean, I guess Ino didn't really have that much problems. Hinata had some. Hinata had a load of problems to deal with. But, you know. Are these? You know, I do have to wonder as a ninja, why do you want open hose? An inferiority complex? I guess that is true, yeah. Like, this is, like, honestly the most ninja-esque design you could get. And the funny thing is, it fits Hinata very well. It just fits her super well. If I'm to be honest, if I'm to be brutally honest, I do not like what they did with her character in Boruto at all. Like, Boruto did a lot of character assassination. Like, that series did so much character assassination, it's ridiculous. And not just, yeah, and not just, you know, not just with personalities. I mean, Hinata's still okay personality-wise, but like, yeah, like, they gave her a bob cut, and it's like, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work on Hinata, like, at all. It's like, why did you get rid of her long hair? Like, the long hair fits her so much better. Like, were they trying to emulate the haircut she had when she was in the original series? Oh yeah, Hanabi? Hanabi looks really great in Boruto. She really does. Like, I also like her character design, or personality in Boruto. She's got silly on, you know? She's just a silly gal. She's a very silly gal. She's the silly one who, Hinata's more serious. I mean, Hinata's not, like, super serious or strict or any, well, I mean, unless it comes to, like, school, then, you know, you better do your homework there, otherwise, you know, Mama Hinata's gonna get you. But, you know, out the kid character, you like, so, I don't even remember what Choji's daughter's name was at this point. I cannot remember her name for the life of me. What the heck was her name? Like, I don't remember all the character designs. But yeah, yeah. Chocho? It might be Chocho. So that is Hinata. I do like me Hinata. She has a very sweet personality. You know, well, she developed that sweet personality later on, I feel. Like, at the start, I didn't really care much for her. It was like, oh my god, you're just stumbling all the time, and, you know, just being like, but she got better, you know? That's called character development. She got a lot better over time. And then you have someone like Sakura who, you know, doesn't really change all that much when you really think about it. I mean, she does get character development, but, like, she doesn't really change a whole lot, I find. At least if I recall correctly. Let me go ahead and do that. Do that. And if you're wondering if I have anyone from One Piece, I don't really have anyone from One Piece because I never watched One Piece. Yeah, still a jobber even in adulthood. Sakura is gonna always be Sakura. But yeah, if I were to pick one character from One Piece that caught my interest in terms of design, who do you think it is? I'm gonna let you guess that one. I'm gonna let you guess that one. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Boa Hancock? You think it's Boa? What makes it? Why do you think it's Boa? One says Boa, one says Robin. Do you have any particular reasons why it would be Boa or Robin? I'm curious. What makes you think of those two? Do hell. I'm doing alright, just discussing some stuff about ladies. Just some things about ladies here and there. Neither one of you who have any explanations at all? I will give you a couple more minutes. Tell me why you think it's gonna be either Robin or Boa. Kissing? That sounds relaxing. They're mostly the same. They're mostly the same. What if I tell you it's Phoebe? What if I told you it's Phoebe? That caught my interest. It is Phoebe of all characters. Again, I don't know anything about One Piece. And I've only seen a few character designs. Blue Nami. Blue Nami. Blue Nami? Is he similar to Nami? I mean, I guess he's similar to Nami. I do know who Nami is, but I don't know anything about Nami. Same thing about, like, you know, Luffy and, Zoro. I mean, I know a little bit about Zoro. I know he gets lost, like, all the time. We like to make fun of, like, was it Iris that we like to call Zoro? Is there Iris or Bae that we like to call Zoro a lot? One of them. But, you know, yeah. So, Phoebe is the one that catches my interest the most. Granted, I'm not gonna watch One Piece because One Piece is like 50 million years, you know, long. 50 million years long. And I'm not dealing with that. Oh no, I'm not dealing with that. It's an actual re-sport. Dude got married, basically just started drawing a saturated version of his wife. Really? I did not know that was... I did not know that. A Kai person? So it's gonna be cutting out all the filler stuff? Did you know, before I go on, actually, I will be right back. I need to go take care of something real quick, so BRB. I haven't heard. So, What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say now. Oh yeah! Speaking of the Kai version, did you know that Naruto, combined with Naruto Shippuden, is 70% filler? It's either 60 or 70% filler. That's how much bloated stuff is in that series. That's how much some of that stuff doesn't even matter in the grand scheme of things. It's kinda insane that that's how much filler is in that series. And no wonder it felt like it dragged on forever. It's just like, oh my god, if you want to watch, you know, just the main story, have fun, it's actually way shorter than you think it is. It's actually way shorter than you think it is. So, the next lady. I'm wondering why I like this lady. So, your hint is, it's also a anime. I suppose you could call it an anime. And it competes with another series. So I'll let you try to guess the lady from that. I don't know how to give a better hint than that. It's an anime that competes with another series that has also been going on for like 20, 30 years at this point. Who fake? Okay, Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho hasn't been going on for like 20, 30 years. I mean, we will get a Yu-Gi-Oh! At some point, I think. Some people might be surprised at when I pull out Yu-Gi-Oh! Some people, that's a BB. We don't want BB. We have a Lilithmon right here. We have us a Lilithmon. And honestly, I don't know anything about Ghost Game. I don't know how she is there. I know she's in it, but I've never seen it. In Cross Wars, I kinda liked her in Cross Wars. She was a silly, goofy villain in Cross Wars. Also, like, one of the few times you're gonna hear me say, you know, I think short hair works very nicely compared to long hair with this. She's barely in Ghost Game, sad face. But I do like her design. I mean, I'm not gonna argue with people when they say that it looks like just a human cosplaying, and that's how a lot of these Digimon end up being, is humans just cosplaying at some point. They're not really wrong, in all honesty. Because you could probably just look at this and be like, that's a Digimon? That looks like just, you know, a regular girl cosplaying as, you know, something. A what flower? What are you talking about? What? But yeah, I do like her design a lot. Also, again, with the pointy ears. Again, with the pointy ears. Oh, Rosemon. Yeah, Rosemon. Honestly, I mean, we never see Rosemon, like, ever. And honestly, in terms of, like, any other Digimon, like, I don't really care much for the other Digimon lady designs, really. Both as, you know, Digimon and not Digimon, I mean, you know, none of them really are that interesting to me, personally. I know everyone's like, what about Zatsudan? Yeah? I mean, you know, it's Zatsudan if, you know, Dimitri got hold of him. That's really it, in all honesty. Dimitri saw Zatsudan, just went, come on, baby. And then here came, you know, Zatsudan. Maycrack, what the heck kind of name is that? Maycrackmon. How about no? I think not. You see, here's the thing. I'm not into those type of ladies. The more furry-centric characters, that's not for me. You know, like Renamon? No. No. Like, the character personality might be good, but, you know, the design is like, no. Just no. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. But yeah, it's only just Lilithmon in whatchamacallit, in Digimon that I like. Give me just a second, if you will. Looking for something. Looking for something. No lock punny. No lock punny. No. So, this one might surprise you, perhaps. We will see if it surprises you or not. What if I were to say, this is a character that I like? Anyone recognize this character? And for once, it's someone that's not with, you know, pointy ears. Why is the dog barking? The dog needs to stop barking. Stop barking when I got romantic music playing. If you don't know who this character is, this is Megan of the Aqua, which is from Yu-Gi-Oh! So, I can't speak on personality. I don't even know if she even shows up in the anime at all. And if she does, if she even has a personality. That is Mon. I'll have to take a look at that. But yeah, like, I like the design. It's very, it fits the, she doesn't, okay. It fits the, aquatic theme very nicely. It fits the aquatic theme very nicely. She just, you can't see the rest. Also, she, yes. She, yes. I mean, I just like the design overall. They were brought up once or twice, but never fleshed out. I see. Naruhokine. But yeah, I do like all the extra jewelry. The short hair, I mean, it works for her, in all honesty. It does work for her. I can't really say much else. I just like the design of the character more than, you know, anything else. The design. Yes, the design. So what is this Getismon you're talking about? Getis... The hell am I looking at here? What? I don't even know what this thing is. What? I have no idea what that is. It's just, you know, it's a thing. It's definitely a thing. Now let me see if I can find a good one for this. Can I find a good one? This will work. I don't even know what that Fetishmon is. It's like an evil female octopus thing. Let me go check this real quick. So, speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh! What other ladies do you think I like? I have mentioned this a couple times before. On a couple streams, but I will let you guess. I will give you a couple guesses. Who is messaging me? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's like a jellyfish. I don't know what the heck that's supposed to be. It's like a jellyfish. Sorry, I do not have a bed here in the hallway. We're all bedded out. So we'll just have to you know, float here in the endless darkness of space. Together. How romantic is that? Anyways, if you're wondering who the next character is, it's a dragon. Wow. Wow. Who saw that coming? A dragon? I do like the dragon maids. You might be able to guess some other dragon maids I might like who. But you know, I do like this one. Also, a dragon without pointy ears. Not something you see very often, really. I mean, it's a maid. I do like the red hair. I can't really speak much else because, you know, there's not really a whole lot else to say. It's just, you know, it's a dragon and it's a maid. And it's, you know, a very pretty dragon lady. Yeah, I know this archetype. And speaking of the dragons, honestly, if I were to pick one of them that I do like over the other, I probably like the parlor one the most. Out of, you know, all of them. Why? Remember what I said about, like, the twin ponytails and stuff like that? Honestly, I think this works very nicely for her. I don't know if that's really ponytails. I don't know what to call that kind of hairstyle. Also, the green is just... It works very well for, you know, this lady. A very, very pretty lady. Very pretty. Alright, what else do we have? Let me think. I'm a thinking. I am a thinking. Okay. Name a game. Melty or Hate, either one of you. Name a game that I would probably know. Maybe. Well, let me go with Metal Gear real quick. Because if I were to think of Metal Gear for the ladies, I honestly can't think of any of the ladies in Metal Gear that actually interest me at all. Like, there's actually not a single one in Metal Gear that interests me, personally. I know, blasphemy, right? Blasphemy, how dare you? But yeah, like, nobody in Metal Gear comes to mind. King of Fighters, though. King of Fighters. Let's see. Let's see, who do we have? There's actually a couple that we have from KOF. I wonder if anyone could guess who they are. Who could they be? Who could they be indeed? Give me just a second if you will. 1 second. I mean, I'm sure that someone could guess. Sniper Wolf. I did not go for the Icon ending, no. Although I still got the Icon ending sometimes because, you know, my hand just gives out on the stupid friggin' auto-fire section. So, I'm gonna give you guys only one guess for, well, I'll give you 2 guesses, 1 per lady. Give me 2 ladies that you think I would like from King of Fighters. I will give you a couple more seconds. By the way, if I were to mention anyone else from Guild here that I like, who it would be Elfelt. I personally think Elfelt's pretty. Her character, though, you know, her personality is a little bit something, to say the least. It's better in the story mode than in, like, when you're actually fighting, but like, you know, you know, once upon a time, I did actually like Mai a lot. I did actually like her. But then, you know, I looked more into Mai, and I saw what her personality was like, and I'm like, I don't really like this personality very much, in all honesty. It's kind of like, yeah, not really liking that personality. She's still one of my better characters in KOF, but like, you know. Wow! Who would have thought Kula is one of them? Fun fact about Kula. And yes, I know people are like, ew, you like Kula? How could you? She's 15. I mean, you know, there's a difference between, you know, liking a character that way and liking a character for, you know, being a character. You know, just, you know, being a character. So, you know, differentiate between the 2, please. If you will. Honestly, I do like her design, though. It is a very pretty design. Yeah, they do age. I mean, I guess they do age, yeah. It's just that you can't really tell half the time. But, like, it is very pretty design. I do like the blue hair for her. Does she... She has red eyes. Does he normally have red eyes, or is it normally brown? I forget. Yeah, I would assume since she was it's like, what? She's probably like, what? Currently 18? So, only 3 years past, really. How does that... I don't know, KOF timeline is weird. It's very weird. But yeah, like... It's basically just, you know... Red when she's in that state. Yeah, she does have a very childish personality. But, like, honestly, I think that's endearing. Like, it's still kinda endearing, I think. It's just... Depends on, when it comes to that type of personality, it depends on how far on one side of the personality is it, you know? If it's like... If it's too childish, then, you know, maybe that's a little bit off-putting, you know? But, like, being kind of childish, you know, that's fine, you know? I think that's endearing in its own way. I think. Also, hey, look, it's a human! Guys, it's a human. It's not a non-human. It's not like... It's not like a dragon lady. It's not a Nephilim. It's not like elf. It's an actual human person. Wow! Hey, Xeno can like regular human ladies. What, did you ever doubt me? Come on now. Miss X, come on. The other character that I actually like quite a bit is... Drumroll. Drumroll. I bet you guys can't guess this. I bet you guys can't guess this. Wow. It's an Athena. Now, personally, in terms of, you know, personality, Athena's kind of just, you know... She's okay, really, in terms of personality. But, like, I always liked her character design, for the most part. For the most part. I can't really say all the time with Athena. Like, I'm not really big on the short hair for Athena. I feel like long hair fits her better than short hair. I mean, the KOF 15 design is okay. But, like... Some of the other ones... Which one was it? Was it 2000? It might have been 2000 or 2001, where it's like, no. That doesn't fit at all. That just looks wrong. And, like... Sometimes it's like, the outfit's just like, yeah, this is, it's an outfit, it doesn't really, you know, it's just an outfit. And then sometimes you get some designs that are like, okay, this works really nicely, like this 2003 design, it fits her, you know, idol personality. KOF 15, I think, kinda does too, but I think it also fits more with the, character, more so than, you know, the idol personality. Garu? Garu, huh? You want Garu, huh? I mean, Garu, if I have to say, and again, I'm sure that people are gonna be like, why? 2001 Athena. Was that the one I was thinking of? Athena KOF 2001. Yeah, that Athena. That Athena, I'm just like, that does not look right at all. Like, what is that design? Garo? How was I pronouncing it? I thought I said Garo. Was I... Is my speech making it hard for me to pronounce this? Garo. But yeah, for Fatal Fury, in general, I think it would be Haru. I do like Haru's design a lot. I do like the design quite a bit. Again, it's a simple design. It's a very simple design that you would see for someone that would be, you know, from that region. Is that the region? From that area? You know what I mean. I can't really speak on personality, though. Because I don't know the series that well. I don't even think there's really that much to go on in terms of personality, really. If I were to be honest. Let me think. Name another series. Name another one. Give me just a second. Alright, I'm back. I'm gonna be wrapping up here in just a little bit. Because I need to go and apparently get a new microwave. The microwave died. Oh no. That's not good. We already talked about Smash. We talked about Zelda. And I brought up Polahina. I do like Pyra. By the way. I do like Pyra. Anyways, that's all the time I have for today. I probably was about to wrap up anyway, so that is all for today. I apologize if this wasn't as entertaining or as exciting as it could have been. I was gonna try to do something a little bit more silly, but I'm not gonna be good with that, you know. This music playing was the best I could come up with. Soul Calibur? Soul Calibur, it would be, Sophia, Songmina, and Songwa, and Cassandra. I like all four of those. All four of those I like. In terms of, you know, characters and, you know, design and all of that. Alright, we're gonna call it there for today. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing this another day or not. Probably not. This was just a special little thing to do today. We'll see if I do Yu-Gi-Oh! Later tonight or not. We will find out. So I would say until next time, everyone, whenever that may be, I'll catch you on the flip side of Boy. Until then, everyone,